Guys, I absolutely love how this trinket dish turned out. I need to show you guys how to make it real quick before I drool over it and forget that I meant to teach you guys how to make it. For those of you that want to make it, there's a link in the description box of a blog post that shows step-by-step instructions about how I made the trinket dish and also the materials I used for making the trinket dish. Let's get started. To get started, I cut out a round shape using a round object and then I cut it out. The scissors I use is strong weight scissors because cutting carton is actually not easy at all. And then I place it on the table and then I get thick paper and I squeeze it. I squeeze it around because I need to put it around the edges of the circle and I fasten it with paper tape. I do this a number of times. I cut out the paper tape into small pieces to allow me to do this thing properly, because if I was doing it like one by one, it was going to be very, very ineffective. So I had to like cut it out ahead of time and then I just secured the whole thing with paper tape. I kept going around it because I wanted everything to just be securely put in place. I didn't know I was going to use as much paper tape as I used, but I used a lot, to be honest, right? And I liked how it turned out at the end because everything was pressed down and like well firmly put, right? So next thing, I started gluing the paper around just like I did in the frame. I started putting the paper around like a collage and I tried to like use my hand to press it down to allow it to sit properly on the paper tape structure I already created. I did this for the whole thing. The funny thing about this thing is I wanted to use this thing for a circular frame, which can actually be useful. Like this process can be used to create a circular frame. But yeah, I just realized that it can also be used as a trinket. So it's a two-way thing. Like and then I did the back this time around because I felt like it was no big deal. Next thing, I used paint. This time I didn't want to use black. I wanted to use something a little bit different. And so I mixed two colors together. And then I mixed more colors together, which gave me this beautiful blue. I don't know what it's called, but I don't know. I'm sure Ashwebi people know what it's called. So then I painted round like very well. And I really did not take my time to paint the back, to be honest. Like still the back, I didn't really fash it like that. So but yeah, I painted small out of the back. And then I added a bit of color. I mean, I feel like I should have like added a pop of color because I mean I'm angry. This is not my best work, but you know, all the same. And then I use black marker. This is kind of my signature these days. I use permanent marker, really. You can buy permanent marker anywhere. And then I used acrylic marker. This one was just serene. You really can leave it the way I just painted it. If you paint it with normal black or blue or red, like that's fine. But me, I just wanted to do serene. Then I put the jewelry to see how it looked. There you go. Step by step. You're looking for step-by-step. I really loved how this trinket dish turned out. So let me